What's up, everyone? So today in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use VideoPad. I'm making this video for a friend so he knows, he kind of has an idea of what he's doing, but I figured I'd just make a video in general for the channel. Just so if anyone is wondering how to make like funny gaming moments, gaming montage videos, they have a slight idea of what to do. So in this video I'm just going to be editing an episode of Overwatch. So what you want to do is you launch VideoPad. Unless you already have a project going that you want to work on, you're just going to click New Project. And, well, there's nothing here. What you want to do is you want to have to go to Open. You want to find your files that you want to edit. So, Overwatch with Nick, second time. This is the video. This is the video part, so I'm going to open that. It's going to load it into the project. And this will take a while because I record in high-quality video, so it may take a couple minutes.
A few moments later.
Okay, so the video is loaded, but it still has to render and stuff. But the way I record is I record a video file that has the audio of the game and the audio of my friends talking in the party, in the PSN party, and then I record my own audio separate with my blue snowball microphone. So I'm not using a crappy Turtle Beach microphone for recording. So I gotta go find that audio, which I'm not honestly don't know where it is. So 1 second while.
A few moments later.
Okay. And another thing you can do is you can just take files and you can drop them into the project. You don't have to go through the whole open thing. Alright, so the audio is loaded, video, audio, blah, blah, blah. So, the way you record games with different audio tracks, so I'll just play this clip right here. You have to pair them. So what I do is, I will say out loud, 1, 2, 3, and then in-game I'll do something on screen to sync it with that. So I'll play this clip right here and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, Overwatch with these fucks again. Starting on play, ending on social. 1, 2, 3. On social. So you see there, I said what I was starting on and said what I was ending on. And so what I'll do is I'll go to the audio where I go 1, and I will click this button right here. Okay, computer, don't load. And what that does is it starts the audio there, and it'll cut it to where it starts there. So where if I pull this down, it will start 1, 2 as soon as I say 1. So to pair that with the video, notice how I said I'll end on social. So I'll go to here, and as soon as I see the indicator move off play, that's when I know to sync it with the 1. Right there. So then I'll use this button to go back to the frame it goes. So right there, I'll press this red button, and then I'll bring this down and put it on the track. And notice how the audio track got pushed over here. So I'll just do this, take that, and I will put it down there. Now you'll notice, you'll notice that the audio is significantly shorter than the video, and that's because the audio got split into 3-hour segments. So that I have another audio file, but don't worry about that. And I will have to wait till this is done processing because the audio for the video has not processed yet. So I will meet you back in a little bit. Well, 2 seconds for you, but more like an hour for me. So be right back. Okay, so I'm back. The audio is processed. So I linked up the audio, I linked it with the video, and for a gaming moments montage, you just gotta cut out all the boring parts. So and this video might be pretty lengthy because it's probably just gonna be making this episode of Overwatch. So
He'll come here.
Okay, and one thing, notice how it's really loud and you can
He'll
see
come
right down
here.
there. that's really loud compared to my audio. Or my audio is still pretty loud. So what I like to do is I like to go into the effects button for the audio. You can go to add effect. And one thing to do to make sure you see how high it spikes and how loud it gets, you go add effect, click compressor, and what this does is you'll set a threshold. So I usually set it for about 20, 25, and I set the ratio to 5:1. Now what this does is anything that goes over the 25 decibel unit, negative 25 decibel unit, will get reduced by 5 times. So it'll reduce the noise of anything going above that, but it will not reduce the noise of things that are quiet. So it levels out. So I'll apply it to that one. So the audio for the video is now if we go back and listen to that.
That's probably a good idea.
Hey, look, I'm here.
Notice how Nick saying, "Hey, look, I'm here," is not as loud and not as spiky as it was. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for my audio, and for my audio, since I usually get somewhat pretty loud, I'm gonna go to like 27 and 5:1, and I'll apply that. And so this is me scratching the mic. Okay. Notice how that wasn't as loud as it used to be. So that's one thing you should do for your audio, just to make sure it doesn't like hurt your ears or hurt the ears of the listener watching the video. And it is good to note that if you go into the effects for audio, you have amplify, which basically lets you amplify the noise. So I can gain it 100%, 200, make it double loud. I don't want to do that. Distortion basically just makes it weird. Reverb, same thing. You won't really use these as much as often because it's basically just for distorting the audio. So those are that. And I'm going to go into the effects for video. So when you go into effects for video, there's all these different effects. There's rotate, position, motion blur, motion, scale, zoom. So I'm going to go over crop is basically what it sounds like. You can crop the video to make it whatever you want. So, but I'm going to start editing this video.
Okay, it's me.
I'm good.
You guys.
So notice how John starts talking there. I'm going to use this button over here, or you can use the hotkey on the keyboard, L, to cut. So I'm going to press L, or you can press the button. Right click on this, and I can delete. Right click on this, and delete. Drag these. So now that's the start of the video.
Okay, it's me.
I'm good.
You guys can't hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it, Nick.
Unfortunately.
You should have went along with not being able to hear him. That would have been the entire joke of the entire video, but now you just fucked it up.
Hey, Victor, guess what I got?
So at the end of me saying you fucked it up, I'll just putting the cursor there, cut, and that's a good segment for the video. And then I'll watch on to see if there's anything good else to put in the video. Now, since I have this little segment here, I am now gonna show you the video effects. So add effect. Let's just say I want a small zoom in on Zarya on the main screen. Now when you add an effect, it'll put it over here on the left side. Now, something I always do, even if I'm not going to do it, is keyframes. This keyframes button up here, click on that, and this bar is going to show up. And basically what this does, okay, so let's say I want to slowly zoom in on Zarya. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press the plus buttons over here. So that adds that. This tells the thing that, okay, at this point in the clip, I want the zoom to be on full screen. And so then I can drag this thing over here. And then I can, at this point in the video, on this red marker, I can tell it, I want it to be zoomed in here. So in that time frame, it will go zoomed in onto Zarya. And you can do this with every video effect. So I'll click apply, and if we go and watch it, it might take a little bit to render.
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
You guys
See?
can't hear me, right?
So it'll zoom in on Zarya. But notice how
Yeah.
it stays zoomed in, and that's because we did not. So at this keyframe, if we want to go back to normal, we have to go a little bit out. And so as soon as it transitions, I want it to zoom back out. So I'm going to add this keyframe to tell it to stay zoomed in on Zarya's face until then. And then I'm going to move a little bit to the right, add another keyframe, and I'm going to make that keyframe zoom out to be full screen. So now,
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
You guys can't hear me, right?
and then when it goes to the menu, it'll be full screen again. So I'll click apply. Now it'll be on the video and it'll render. Now I'm going to go back into effects. I'm going to show you another effect. Green screen's a pretty standard effect. It doesn't really need that much introduction. You don't really need a keyframe for it. But basically, as you choose a color, I'm gonna choose shit. Crap. Hold on 1 second. So usually when you click green screen, it'll give you the option to choose a color on the. I guess it won't. But yeah, you just choose a color and it'll make that color invisible. So I'm gonna choose red to see what it does. See how it gets rid of it in the video and it makes it see-through? So that's that. I'm going to go to effects again, show you some more effects. So I showed you the zoom. The position is, it's not self-explanatory. So what I'm doing, okay, so the keyframe thing again. So I'm going to tell this, so this is the horizontal, this is the vertical. You want to make sure you, unless you just want it to move on a vertical axis or a horizontal axis, you want to make sure you hit the keyframes for both of these. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I want it to move around a lot. I want it to move around a lot when it's zooming in. So I'm going to go to this, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to drag it, and that'll make a new keyframe automatically. So I'll do that again, and I'll go boom, boom, and you just keep on doing this, and this will make a keyframe route. That'll make it move all around. And you can do this however way you want it, but in order for hold on, I'll finish this up, and I want it to end in center. So you'll notice the position is over zoom, so that means the zoom will take effect before while the position's moving. So
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
while zooming
you guys,
in, and it'll keep it it'll keep it zoomed in the all times. But if you move zoom to above position,
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
it'll
You
do
guys.
that. It'll move the screen around while zooming in on the same position. So I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to move zoom to below position. So
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
the screen
You guys
moves
can't hear.
while the screen's zooming in, if that makes sense. It should make. So I'll show you again what happens when zoom's above position.
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
The screen moves
you guys,
while zooming
you guys
in.
can't hear me.
So it won't be zooming in on Zarya's face the entire time. So that's why we want position above zoom. So Zarya's face is going
Okay,
to
just
zoom
make.
in
I'm good.
the entire
you guys.
time. Okay. So that's position. Mirror, just mirror whatever you want. Rotate, you could just rotate stuff and make them rotate. So let's say I want, oh, wrong rotation. So I'm just going to add keyframes to all of these, even if I don't use all of them. But let's say I want it to rotate a lot while it's moving too. So add that keyframe. I'm going to go to this position. I'm going to do that, make it turn all the way over here in that short time frame. Then I'm going to do over here, turn back, and just do some all kind of wacky nonsense. And now,
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
You guys can't hear me, right?
Yeah.
so notice how it ends on that. So what we want to do is, right after that keyframe, we want to put it back. at 0.
Okay.
Okay, just make.
I'm good.
You guys.
So, and that's how you do that. Transparency. Basically, if you want things to fade in, you can start the keyframe at 0. And then whenever you want it to fade in completely, you'll just go, let's say I want it to be at 0.4 seconds. I want it to be at visible completely. So it'll
Okay.
fade in 0.4 seconds. But I don't want that, because that doesn't really make much sense in that video. And then you got exposure. It's basically all these other color correction stuff, filters like negative, sepia, hue cycle, all this kind of fancy stuff. But I believe that is it for the keyframes and the effects for videos. And a key thing to point out is you can add photos to above. So I'll go find some random photo to show you. Quote, well, I will. Let's use Dan. Let's just use Dan. So I'll go to my Photoshop, and I'll get Danny Boy. And so it'll go into the images folder. You can drag this, put it above in another video track. And here's a cool thing you can do. You can click down on these things on the video tracks to make them smaller, which is really helpful for when you want to squeeze everything in there. And so, I'm going to make this smaller because you don't really need to see the video. You want to see what I'm doing. But, so at that time frame, the picture will show up. And it's, sorry for that notification. Sorry for that. I'm going to close that. Okay, but it's keen to point out that you can do the same effects for videos with pictures. So let's say position. I'm going to add the keyframes. Remember that. And remember, you have to click on the keyframe button to bring up the keyframes. So let's say I want Dan all the way over here at the beginning. Fucking phone. I'm going to throw my phone across the room. I threw my phone across the room. Hope you're entertained. Dan's going to be over here. And let's say I want him to fly by through the screen randomly. So at this keyframe, I want him to be all the way over here. And it is key to point out that if you don't want to risk messing up the vertical axis, you can just get rid of the keyframes for the vertical axis, and it will only move horizontally. So let's watch back and watch Dan fly across the screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it, Nick.
So that's how you can do video effects for photos just like you can do videos. And you can do all of them. You can do position, rotate, and same thing with the keyframes. You can bring them in whenever you want. You can zoom in on them whenever you want. Just keep in mind that the order that you do the video effects affects what happens in the video. It took me a while to learn that. So let's say we want to add another effect to Dan. We want to add zoom, like we did before. So it's not going to show him because he's not on screen. But if we wanted to see him on screen, we just put zoom before. Let's say we want zoom to zoom in on that great mustache of his. Oh wait, I did that before. Well, no worries. You can just bring it to wherever you want to zoom in on the mustache. Let's say I wanted to zoom in on the mustache right here. So I'll add the keyframes there. And then back here, I'll add the keyframes for the full picture. And then, so at that time, it'll zoom in on. And we don't need to add a keyframe to zoom out because we just wanted to stay zoomed in on his mustache the entire time. So what we will do, and now, since we got that done, we'll just move zoom back to the top. So,
Yeah.
oh crap, I did that wrong. Sorry. Sometimes I get screwed up in these. But now,
Yes.
see now, when he moves across the screen,
Yeah.
it'll zoom in on that mustache
Okay.
of his. But I kind of came in a little late, or a little early. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to say I want it to be right about here. It zooms in on his mustache. So I'll add the keyframe because it's still in that position. and then I'll go over to these keyframes, right click, and I'll delete those. So when I go to position and watch the video again,
Yes.
it'll zoom in on that mustache. Beautiful, beautiful mustache. And I'll apply. And so we got a lot of shit going on in this first little segment. I can't think of anything more to explain other than if you want to add like just blackness, you can add a blank. You can change the color to black, obviously. And insert it wherever you want. Ta-da. Oh, another good thing to add is the add text button. So you go where you want to put the text. Go add text. It'll create a text file, which is basically a video file. It creates a video file. You can go click to add text. What I do is I normally always set it to center. And a cool thing to point out is, so I'm gonna just type, "Hi, how are you today?" Type hi, how are you today? Now let's go watch that. Let's go watch that. Oh, building preview. Oh, where's the text? Why can't I see the text? Oh, it's because it's black on a black background. Well, double click on that text. Go to this. You can click outline. If you click outline, and then drag this bar a little bit, it'll create a white outline around the text, so you can even see it in blackness. See, now you can see it. That's a really good tip for when you want text to be clear as day when you're making a video and people can clearly read it and see it. So that's one thing to note with text. Another thing is, you know, you can just change the font and whatever, blah blah blah. Is if you want to make scrolling text, like let's say I want to say, "Hi, how are you today?" I'm gonna go down here. I'm great. Thanks for asking. I'll go down even more. My child died in a fire. And I'm going to make that go down a little bit more. So, emphasize on the funny. So, notice how you can't see all of it. Well, I'm going to go to effects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add position effect with keyframes. I'm going to make this start down here. And I'm only going to add the keyframe for the vertical. And so what I want it to do in that well, we can't do it in 3 seconds. So 1 second. I'm going to make this longer. So how to make things longer too is you can go over here, you can go make it longer and drag that as well. And then I'm going to, no, not double click, but I'm going to go back to effects. And so I want it to start down there. And by the end of it, I want it to end shit, I did this wrong. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I was thinking about something else. You don't go into video effects, you go scrolling. So you're gonna go scroll top to bottom, I think it is. No, it's bottom to top. Sorry. Maybe it's not. I am getting so confused right now. Jeez. Okay. I'll figure this out, don't worry. What the actual hell is going on? Okay, I'm gonna restart this. So add a text. I want it to start exactly with the blank ends, end exactly with the blank ends. Go in there. Hi, how are you today? Go down a bit. I'm great, thanks for asking. Misspelled, who cares? And I'm just gonna go, my child died in a fire. So I'm gonna go back up here, I'm gonna scroll bottom to top. Let's watch. So it's gonna scroll from bottom to top, showing you oh. I'm great, thanks for asking. My child died in a fire. And selecting scroll from bottom to top will make it so it ends as the last thing hits the top. So that's a neat thing that I discovered actually sort of recently. My learning with this VideoPad is basically trial and error. Over a year I've learned how to use it and do all the kinds of shit with it. So that's for effects and stuff and how to edit the videos. One thing you can do with VideoPad, which I really appreciate, is being able to go to this record thing up here, and you can record video. So if you want to add yourself talking to a camera into the video, you can record it right here in VideoPad instead of using like a camera app or something. You can capture a screenshot. You can record screen, but that requires another program, so you can't really do that. You record audio, so you can go to record audio, and you can add your own audio to the video project, narrating over the video you're editing. So that's one thing I really like to do, is narrate and stuff. Other than that, the only thing I can think of to say is, so you notice how I paired the audio, my mic audio, with the video? My friend pointed this out. He paired it, and then he exported it as its own file, so it combined the audio of me talking along with the game and the party of my friends talking into one audio track. One reason I don't like doing that is, like, there's moments where everyone's talking and maybe one person said something that's funnier than the other person talking. Like, let's say John said something funnier than what I said, which is highly unlikely because I'm such a funny person, let's be honest. But say he said something funnier than me, but we're both talking at the same time, and I want to make it clear to the audience what he said. What I can do is I can go to my audio, and I'll show you right here. I can go snip, and I can go down to my audio, and I can go mute, and I can mute my audio while they talk. And that's one thing I really like to do. So it's not beneficial to combine them into one video and one audio track, because you lose control of what you can do and how much control you have over the editing. And there's been times where I've done that before, and I got fucked over because the game was so loud that I couldn't hear what I was saying or what someone else was saying, and so I couldn't turn down the audio for each track, and so I just had to cut it, even though it might have been funny. Other than that, I can't really think of much. When you're all done with the video, which I'm not, because I was just showing you how to use it and whatnot, you're going to go to export video, video file, and you always want to put it out as the obviously 1080 or 720. It just defaults to bad quality for some reason. You can browse where you want to save it, and then you go create, and then it'll export the video for you. Other than that, I can't think of any more else to say. I went over the audio effects, I went over the video effects, I went over the pictures and picture effects. Oh, another thing you can do is when you're watching something and something happens on screen that's really funny and you want to zoom in on it and you want to create a picture out of it, but you don't want to do a screen capture to capture it, what you can do is, let's say, okay, I want to capture Sombra up here. I want to get a picture of that. You can just click on this picture button. Click right there. It'll create a picture, and it'll put it in your images folder. And so you just take that picture, you slam it in there, and now look at that, you got a freeze frame. So okay, building preview. Oh, I got too ahead of myself, and it took a picture of nothing. But you get the idea. It took a freeze frame. That's how you create a freeze frame. Oh, another thing you can do is, okay, say I want a slow transition. I want a slow-mo of her changing costumes.
It's legendary.
Also, you can zoom in on audio tracks using the mouse wheel, or this zoom in over here. So what you can do is you can go over here. Let's say I want
It's legendary.
okay, I want a slow-mo of her turning into that. So what you can do is you can go over here, right-click on the video, and you can change the clip speed. So I'll change the clip speed to 50. That'll make that little video clip twice as long, though, and the audio will get mic audio will get slower. But you just go to change clip speed, go to 50. So I'll be in slow. My talking will be in slow-mo. So I'll go.
That's legendary.
So that's how you slow down clips and do slow-mo. Another thing you can do with right-clicking, you can go to the effects, you can go mute audio. Let's say you want the video without the video's audio. What you can do is, if they're connected, you can go to unlink from audio. And so now the video and the audio are both different entities in the video project. And so I can go snip. Oh, sorry. I can go snip. I can delete this, and it won't delete the game audio. So let's say I wanted whatever they're saying here to have no video to it. So
No legendary orange. No legendary orange.
So now there's no video to what they're saying. Another thing, not really much I can say. You can add more audio files, add more video files, add text. There is not much I can do that I haven't already said. So yeah, that's basically the rundown on how to use VideoPad. I hope you enjoyed.
Okay.
I hope it was informative. I hope it helps at least. I know it'll help my friend a lot because he's a pleb at editing videos. But yeah, I showed you how to. You can just the shortcut is L, but you can click on this thing over here. You can cut. Let's say, oh, that wasn't funny. Delete. You can also press delete ripple. Delete ripple will put the clips back in order, so like that. So now it'll cut from that to that. And that's how you cut things out of a video project. And so, okay, let's say, and I keep on saying there's no anymore, and then I keep on going. So let's say 10-minute mark is the video. So I'm gonna cut that. Let's say I have all this video and audio left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna make another sequence, and I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna insert. And since I unlink the audio, I have to do it all over. So I'll cut, insert. And you don't have to relink the audio. That's the cool part, is because you cut them all at the same interval, so they'll already be linked. Just make sure they all start at 0.
Yeah, I was doing 3,000, boys. 3,004.
Shut
Whoa.
the fuck up.
See, the audio's perfectly in sync with the video. As you can tell by us bickering. So yeah, that's how you use VideoPad, how you cut stuff, how you use video effects, audio effects, all the shenanigans. Okay, another thing to note. I'm recording this as I'm editing the video on how to use VideoPad. Another thing to note is, you'll notice when you're editing the video quality, you'll see like, why is the video so bad? As you can see, it looks really bad. What you can do is you can right click on the video, you can change the preview resolution, and you can change it to HD. It defaults to bad for some reason. But what this will do is when you're editing, it will make everything load slower. So it's better to edit in lowish quality, and then when you export the video, you export it as HD, because it'll take less time to load all those effects and all those stuff you're putting in the video, if that makes sense. Sorry, just thought I'd add that in there. Hopefully this is a helpful video and gets you on the right path to using VideoPad. In my opinion, this is the easiest video editor to get used to using. I tried using Sony Vegas and I just couldn't get the handle of it. VideoPad, it's pretty simple, and it's easy to use. Only downside is it takes a long time to load big files. That's the only downside, but honestly, I can deal with it. It's free. The demo is free, but so go out, try it if you like it. I recommend it. Not too pricey. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was informative. Goodbye. Don't leave me. I'm really lonely. I'm gonna go check on my phone that I threw across the room. Hold on. Not cracked. It's fine. Yep, it's still working. Whew. Kinda had a heart attack when I threw that. Not gonna lie.